All right, first Mexican Ginger podcast of 2024. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I posted a New Year's post on Instagram. And you know when you type stuff, you like don't put the
Punctuation?
like the punctuation and everything that comes with words.
Yeah.
So I put Feliz Año Nuevo, but I didn't put the punctuation and all the little marks on the words that come with Spanish.
Sure.
And not even thinking anything of it, this girl comments and she's like, you might want to put the little squiggly line over the end because you're saying happy new butthole. And I was like,
wait, what? What's butthole in Spanish?
I know, I guess. I never really thought about it.
That's the difference? The ñ over the letter?
Yes, that.
That's the difference
So
between...
I was saying happy new butthole and I'm like, you
Hold on.
Come on.
That's the name of this podcast. Hold on, let me write that down.
Happy new butthole.
New butthole.
I'm like, nobody ever takes the time to do that. Like, you guys, I would assume people know what I mean. But then everyone started commenting, like, happy new butthole. And like,
all these peach emojis.
Yes. And I was like, oh my God. Okay, let me go change it then because that's gross.
I never knew that. That's funny. As much Spanish as I know, that's not one that I did know.
I know.
Hilarious.
You associate butthole with like culo or something.
Right.
Not anal.
Huh.
I guess that means anal.
Or nalgas. Your nalgas. Okay, so I have let's start off with a weird question. Why do old people always talk about wanting to die? We were spending Christmas.
Like seriously, actually wanting to die?
Kind of. We were at a friend's house and they were like prepping food for like a Christmas or a Christmas Eve, like brunchy dinner thing, right? And their grandma was at the table, and the guy's like, "Oh yeah, this is the recipe. You know, grandma's over there at the table making whatever famous family recipe. Like normally only Uncle Mick can do it, but you know, grandma's the one." And grandma's like prepping whatever for this recipe. She goes, "Well, I'm the last one. Once I die, I don't know what you guys are gonna do."
That sounds like a joke.
No, and we're like, "Oh, that's weird." And she goes, "Yeah. I don't know. Don't know how much time I have left." And we're like, Jesus Christ! And like, way to bring the vibe down.
That sounds like a joke, like a haha.
I don't know, because she's not the only one who does. Like I
think they just joke about being old. Like old people are grumpy. They've dealt with a lot of life.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are like, yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to go. I've lived my life, and I'm content with where I'm at. Just like take me out.
Well, then like. Go skydiving, bungee jumping, get a motorcycle license. Like, then live. Like, live the if you're ready to go out, then go out with a bang. Not just complaining at the dinner table. You know what I mean? Like, actually, speaking of which, so that same buddy, he got I don't know if I want to reveal too much. He got a couple hours on. He wants to learn how to like fly a plane, right? Because he travels a lot. He's like, I think it'd be cool if I can just like jump in a little plane and go. So his wife got him a flight lesson. It's like a first couple hours, whatever.
Scary.
And he goes, "Oh, you know, this will be kind of cool." And love the guy, but a little bit of an airhead. He's like, "Oh, this will be kind of cool. You just do like 20 hours, then you get a license." And we're like, no. It's a lot more than just 20 hours. Like it's a full course. Like you have to do classroom stuff. You have to do like a couple hundred hours like with the flight instructor, then a couple hundred hours on your own. Like it's a big deal. It's not 20 hours.
It's not a driving test.
Yeah. And then the wife's like, "Yeah, man, like you cut a lot of corners in your life. Like you can't be cutting corners when you're flying. Like if the gas light comes on, you gotta get gas. You can't just like push it."
"No, we're good. I know my plane."
Yeah, and he's like, she's like, "You cut a lot of corners. You can't do that in a plane or you'll die." And he goes, dead serious. He's just like, "Yeah, I mean, that's one way I guess I can go out." It's like, no, that's not an option. Like, we're not giving you flying lessons. So I don't know. There's just a lot of death jokes this Christmas. I'm like, why is everybody joking about death? It was weird to me. But he wasn't old, but like his mom was the one.
I joke about everything.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I joked about death a lot though.
I don't. And that's one thing. I have another Christmas story, but we can get off that. Actually, I have a couple Christmas stories. Do you want to do a story? Do you want to go? I don't want to take the whole thing, but I got a lot to tell you.
Okay. So, my son, 6th grade, 12 years old, he got in his first fight
There we go. Mm-hmm. Like a real fight. Because remember the time he called, he's like, "Oh, I almost got beat down." It's like, no, you
he said
tripped.
he always says he almost got jumped.
Oh yeah, jumped.
Yeah.
Was it a real fight?
It was, I think, a real scuffle. It wasn't like a fight. So we're already on vacation. So I was home. His dad was over at the house too. And we were just watching TV and just like waiting for him to get home because, it's about that time. It's the last day of their school before they all go on winter break.
Yeah.
And he calls his dad. And I don't know what happened, but I'm sitting there. He calls his dad. And then his dad goes, "God damn it." And he just like puts his shoes on and a sweatshirt. I was like, "What happened?" He's like, "He said he got in a fight." And I'm going, "What?" So in my mind, this is what I picture happening.
Uh-huh.
They're at the bus stop.
Okay.
Or inside the complex, but where like the bus is, right?
Yeah.
Like where everybody's walking in. And I'm picturing there's like everybody that got off the bus is just like standing around in a circle. The kids like mom is like there's parents out there.
Yeah.
Like this is what I'm picturing in my head.
Yeah.
So I was like, now I gotta go fight his mom because like in my mind, I'm like, she's already there.
Yeah.
And I don't know who these kids are, but I know there's not a lot of black kids.
Yeah.
And my son is black. So I'm like, in my mind, if I go out there, I'm going to get in a fight with his mom. I just know it. So I put on my shoes. I put on like tighter fitting sweats. I throw on a hoodie. I take my earrings out.
Ponytail. Oh, earrings are out?
Yeah, I took my earrings out. I put my hair up.
Yeah.
And I start walking outside and I'm just walking and I'm like,
you and baby daddy fully dressed for the fight that's going to go down.
And I like walk outside and I'm walking towards a bus stop and I'm like, I don't see any people out here. Like, what the heck? Whole time there's this kid following me, right? And I'm also on the phone at the same time because like an AE called me.
Oh, somebody from work.
Somebody from work called
station.
me. And so I'm on the phone with her. It was just like all bad timing. This kid is like, he kind of was trying to get my attention. So I look at him and he was like, "Are you looking for the kids that just fought?" And I was like, "Yeah, where'd they go?" And he was like, "They went that way." And so I'm on the phone and I was like, I tell the kid, I'm like, "Hold on." I get back on the phone. I'm like, "Can I call you back?"
Yeah.
In like 2 minutes. I just gotta deal with something really quick. She's like, "Yeah, okay, sure." So we hang up. And I tell the kid, I was like, "Did you see what happened?" And he was like, "Yeah." So he's telling me what happened. And I guess it wasn't like a fight, like no punches were thrown. My son grabbed the other kid by the shirt and threw him down on the ground.
Yeah.
And then the kid sat there and cried.
That sucks. That sucks. Because you're at that age emotionally where sure that would make you scared, it would make you sad. That's a natural reaction.
Yeah.
But in 6th grade, you don't want to be the crybaby on campus because now that's going to stick with you.
Well, at least it happened not at school. It happened in my complex, like when they got off the bus. So it wasn't at school.
Okay. Word's going to spread,
So
though.
I'm like, I look at the boy who was also mixed, I think. And I was like, "Was he white?" And he was like, "No, he was like, they're from like Afghanistan or something." And I was like, so I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, so not white parents.
You're sizing up the situation.
I'm like, And I was like, "Well, what happened?" And he says, the kid was like teasing your son and was yelling racial slurs at him and was calling him a black monkey and the N-word with the hard. And he emphasized, he was like, with the hard R. Like he was saying it with the hard R. And I was like, "What?" And he was like, "Yeah." And he was like getting up in your son's face. And so your son pushed him back twice and was telling him like, you better stop. And he didn't stop. So then he like picked him up and he threw him down on the ground. And I was like, and in my head, I'm like, that's what the fuck I'm talking about, Jelani. I was like, "Well, where'd they go? Where are they?" And he was like, he already went back in the house with his dad, I think. I was like, "Okay." I was like, "Do you know who the other kid was?" And he was like, "No, but he lives in I know he lives there."
Is that his real address? Because I need to beep it out if it is.
Actually don't remember if those are the numbers he said, but it's along the lines of that. So yeah, let's bleep it out.
Beep it out? Okay, hold on. Got it. Beep out the address.
See, the or one.
Hey, stop it! Stop it. Go ahead.
So I'm like, hey, come with me really quick to the house. I felt so creepy doing that too. I was like, I hope nobody sees me like luring this kid into my apartment. But I wanted him to tell his dad what happened because he saw the whole thing, and he was like, yeah, the kid's sister was there also, who's I think like in 8th grade, like she was a little older. This kid was also in 8th grade.
Oh wow, Jelani threw down.
No. The kid that was talking to me.
Got it. The informant.
The informant, yeah.
The witness.
He was also in 8th grade, but the kid that was
fighting,
scuffling with my son was also in 6th grade.
Okay.
So I was like, come with me so that, we can tell his dad what happened. And so we come to the apartment, back into my house, and he's just like standing outside. And I was like, hey, this kid saw everything that happened. And Jelani turns the corner, comes out of his room smiling, right? Because I was worried that like...
Comes out of whose room?
His room. Jelani comes out of his own room.
Okay, so you're back home.
I'm back home now.
Got it.
Because
so while you're looking for Jelani already went home. Like you guys crossed paths and didn't notice each other?
What happened was the kids that... What can I call them without being racist?
The antagonist? The fighters?
The little a-hole kids.
Okay, there you go.
They started following my son, and they're like, we're going to go to your house and we're going to tell your parents and blah, blah, blah. And my son was like, I didn't want them to know where I lived.
Yeah.
So me and the other kid, the one
witness
that like flagged me down, he was like, yeah, man, don't go home. So they just started walking around the complex.
Okay, good.
And like, so that's how they ended up in like a totally different place. And then I went to the bus stop, but they were not there anymore.
Got it. Okay.
So when he called his dad and was like, he basically was like, I got in a fight. Can you come get me? Because the kids are following me. He was like all the way on the other side of the complex. So that's why his dad was like, God damn it. I'm going to walk hella far.
Okay.
So they're already back. My son's already back in the house with his dad. And I was like, hey, this kid saw the whole thing. And the kid was like, yeah, like, he's like, I didn't leave him alone. Like, I stayed with him the whole time and make sure that he like got in safe or whatever. I was like, oh, okay, thank you so much. And then his dad was just like, can you give us a minute? We need to talk. He's like, okay, cool. And he just like, apparently he lives right across from us.
The witness kid?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, I didn't know that they both, like, he lived right across from us. But yeah, so he goes inside and asks Jelani, I'm like, are you okay? I was expecting, in the movies when like kids get in their first fight, whatever, they always have like a black eye and the mom puts like a frozen steak on it and they're always all scruffed up.
T-shirt ripped on the collar.
Yeah, he was like completely fine, untouched. I'm like, are you okay? And he was like, yeah, he was like amped, right?
Yeah.
I thought he would have been like scared, maybe.
He won his first fight. Yeah.
But no, he was like very pleased with himself, right? And I'm like, what happened? And so he tells me what happened. Apparently, this kid, this wasn't the first time that like this has happened on the bus or getting off the bus, but this was the first time it had escalated to like my son finally defending himself.
Good.
And so he's telling me what happened, and I'm just like, I was like, I'm so proud of you.
Yeah. You defended yourself. You stood up for yourself.
Yeah, I was like, I'm so proud of you. Where do you want to eat tonight? We gotta have anything you want. You want to go to Dave and Buster's? Let's go to Dave and Buster's and celebrate. So I took him and his friends to Dave and Buster's that night to celebrate his first fight.
Yeah. Have you talked to the antagonist, his parents yet?
So the kid was saying like they live in this apartment, right? Mm-hmm. And I told his dad, my son's dad, I was like, do you want to go over there? Like, I'm ready to go knock on their door.
Yeah.
And Jelani was like, well, they said they're going to get their parents and come over here. And I was like, all right, we'll wait for them. Mm-hmm. And I sat on my living room couch staring outside the sliding door, waiting for these people to show up.
Yeah.
And nobody ever came. And my son's dad was like, they're probably waiting for the dad to get off work so they can come over with the dad. And I was like, that makes sense. Little do they know. I was like, I have a dad in my house today too. Normally it's just me.
You picked the right day. I got time today.
Like normally it's just me, but if they want to go. But yeah, nobody ever came.
Yeah.
I still don't know who this kid is, but I think they go back to school next week. So I told his dad, like, I was like, I'm not gonna be here, but you'll be here.
Uh-huh.
And because he was like, I'll go to the bus stop and I'll get him when he comes off the bus. I was like, don't go to the bus stop. Just like stand around the corner. I want you to watch before you feel like you have to intervene or like go pick him up or whatever the case. Like just kind of watch and see who this kid is and like see what happens, you know? So.
Wow.
He got in his first fight.
Good, Jelani. And I like the fact that, again, taking Jelani's word for all this. I like the fact that he warned the kid once or twice, stop it, stop it, stop it. And then he defended himself. So versus, you know what I mean? Like he was.
Well, not only taking Jelani's word, but the word of the kid who saw the whole thing. Because even he was like, this isn't the first time he's done this.
Good.
And so in my head, I'm like, I wonder if the parents never came to the house. Because if somebody like beat up my son.
Or threw him to the ground. Yeah.
Right. I would be knocking on their door like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But I was like, I feel like they're not coming over here because they've dealt with this before.
Or the kids didn't tell them. Who's going to go home and be like, hey, Mom, I lost a fight?
Well, they're not going to say that. They're probably going to say,
this kid picked on me and threw me out. Yeah.
Kids aren't going to be like, yeah, I got in a fight, but it was my fault. I started it. I was being racist.
Yeah.
No kid is going to say that.
Yeah.
Especially that young. Then like nothing is ever their fault, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like this is something that they've dealt with before. And that's part of why they didn't want to come knock on our door, because they're like, this fucking kid at it again.
Yeah. Holy cow.
But I don't know. So we'll see what happens when they go back to school.
All right, Jelani.
Yeah.
I've had this story that I was sitting on for a while, like even way before our Christmas break, because it's a story from back in November now that I look at the date.
Jeez.
But let me know if you heard of this story, because it made me think of somebody. You'll know who, okay?
Okay.
So there's an American woman, her name's Kim, right? I think she's from San Diego. She went to Tijuana to get plastic surgery. She had a specific, I just want this. Mm-hmm. She came back with like big old boobs, butt lift, like all the stuff she didn't order. Here's what she was telling the reporter. This is why I went to Tijuana. I went to get A, B, and C for my cosmetic procedure here.
Okay.
And was to do a thigh lift, a leg lift, a arm lift, a tummy tuck, and a breast lift.
Okay, so that's what she ordered. Just
first of all, imagine getting all that done at the same time.
Yeah, I know,
like
right?
how do you get back home? How do you sit and lay down?
Lots of ice packs. Here's what she got.
The surgeries I got was a breast implant that I didn't want, a Brazilian butt lift, which I didn't want, but I got the tummy tuck. That was the only thing that I wanted.
So she went in for one combo meal, came out with a, you know, when
they
you go to a
definitely
restaurant
confused her with somebody else.
And they mixed up your order?
Yeah.
That's what she did.
The surgery she wanted would have cost more than $50,000 at home. So she paid $13,500 up front in Mexico.
That's why people get stuff done.
Yeah, because it's cheaper.
Way cheaper.
People will go to Mexico to get their teeth done. Like, yeah. It's way cheaper down there.
So here's when she woke up from her anesthesia. Again, she just wanted a tummy tuck, a leg lift, and an arm lift, right? Like take the fat off your arm and your legs. Here you go.
I woke up in my room because my chest hurt. And when I went like this, it was ginormous. And I'm like, something's dreadfully wrong here.
How did the doctors explain it?
So the first person I saw was my medical coordinator. I said, I did not ask for these. Oh, yeah. Remember, you asked for those. I said, no, I did not. And she says, well, you'll really like them. No, I won't.
And it's sad. It is sad. This is looking at her interview, I'm saying she's probably 60 something, close to 70 years old. Like this is an old lady. This is not some like 35-year-old mom looking to bounce back and post thirst traps. Like, you know, this is a mom, possibly a grandma.
What do you do in that situation? Like, do you have to pay for that still? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got to sue. So she put 13 grand down. She has to sue for that back. She has to sue for damages, malpractice. But I don't know, in Mexico, I don't know if they have the same insurance policies and procedures that they do here. Like here in the States, you can sue for malpractice. No problem. That's why all the doctors pay what they pay into insurance. Mm-hmm. In Mexico, I don't know if you're protected the same way.
Yeah, I don't know either. There has to be something you can do because, like...
Well, how big are her boobs now? Let's be honest.
I don't know. I didn't see anything.
She said ginormous.
Yeah, but that can mean different things.
Yeah. Like today, I went
Like
to...
that could be ginormous to someone could be like a full C.
Yeah.
Or it could be a double D. Like
Right. Well, today I went to get a coffee or a mocha, and they go, here. I'm like, no, not iced, hot. They go, okay, we'll take the iced anyway. I'll give you a hot for free. I'm like, hey, all right, cool. It's kind of the same thing as this plastic surgery
no,
in
it's
Tijuana.
not. That's not the same thing.
She got a BBL.
You
and big
were
boobs.
happy with their malpractice. She's not.
She's not. And the story does get darker. There's possible signs of an assault while she was. So I mean, it gets a lot
stuff
darker.
like that happens.
It does. But anyway, does that
Fucking Mexicans.
does that story make you think of anybody else who wanted to go to Tijuana for a plastic surgery?
No, who? Me?
No, not you.
Oh, because I was like, I never said that.
Yes. Yes, that's why I brought it up. That's why I brought it up. You don't have to volunteer it. Don't volunteer that if you don't want to. I just saw this story. I think it was right after we were talking about that person that we know.
Yeah.
And you're like, nah, you probably shouldn't go down there.
Well, yeah.
And get it done.
Because the last time she did,
The person, yeah.
yeah, she literally almost died. Like,
I didn't know that.
yeah, she came back because you're supposed to like, you know, when you get like here in the States anyways, you get surgery and then you like stay in like the aftercare and they clean everything. They make sure you're ready to go home before you go home.
Yeah.
Down there, I don't know what their policies are, but it's like, yeah, we stay one night and then we come back. And I'm like, that sounds not safe.
Right.
Like, what if something goes wrong? And then the doctor that did it is not here.
Yeah.
But I don't know. And it was like, especially after last time, she like almost passed out in Safeway because her like blood sugar was low or something like that because she bled too much. I don't know exactly what happened, but
Right.
I know that she was like not feeling good.
So good. I'm glad you talked her out of a return visit.
Sips tea.
Sips tea. Don't want to mention any names. Okay, so you want dark or silly? I got two stories. This is an uncensored podcast. We can go dark or we can go silly.
Is the dark one funny?
No, not at all.
Okay, let's see if we can make it funny.
Okay. I saw this on Instagram yesterday. I don't know who this YouTuber is. Apparently he's this says a popular Brazilian YouTuber. So I don't know if that means he's Brazilian and he's popular here in the States or he's popular in Brazil. Mm-hmm. But he's got one of those like YouTube plaques. Those silver plaques.
yeah.
Was that a million plays or a million
For like,
views?
yeah, for views or something.
Yeah, he's one of those guys. So he's a certified YouTuber. So a popular Brazilian YouTuber was discovered buried in the backyard of a neighboring couple. So here's the story. And I just saw this yesterday, so it's brand new. The circumstances surrounding his death have taken a bizarre twist, with the couple claiming he died during an alleged cocaine-fueled encounter. So his name is Carlos Henrique Medeiros, 26-year-old dude. He was reported missing Christmas Day after he failed to return home from a dinner with friends. So his family apparently searched hospitals and wooded areas hoping to find him. This says their search took a tragic turn when they received a tip that led them to the backyard of a couple he had visited during the holidays. Upon arriving at the couple's residence, the YouTuber's family noticed a suspicious mound of dirt. Their worst fears were confirmed when they
noticed a suspicious body-shaped mound of dirt. Like, who does that?
with a headstone and flowers.
With a cross.
That's not nice. Blah, 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 blah. Their worst fears were confirmed when they uncovered their loved one's T-shirt buried underneath the soil. The police were immediately alerted. An investigation led to the arrest of the couple who owned the house, a 28-year-old man and a 24-year-old woman, and she was pregnant, by the way. They claimed that this YouTuber, Carlos, died while engaging in drug use and sexual activity with the sister of the couple that lived there.
So instead of being like 911, this guy just OD'd in my house.
Yeah.
they buried him.
It says the couple allegedly buried him out of a panic and uncertainty about what to do with the body. An autopsy will be conducted to determine
Because
the exact
you
cause.
killed him.
Yeah, right? If somebody dies in my house that I had nothing to do with, I'm calling 911. Unless, if I stabbed him or shot him, then I'm going to bury a body.
Unless they were like coke dealers or something, then I could understand why they would be scared. But like, bro, flush that shit down the toilet and then be like, hey, this guy came over and started doing coke and OD'd.
Yeah.
Like,
well, hypothetically, again, we're assuming a lot, but so let's say they are coke dealers. He knows where that's the spot. So they're all doing coke that night. So you're not going to call 911 if you're coked up. You're not thinking about flushing it because this is, again, what they say happened when Mac Miller died. Like everybody with Mac Miller was getting high. He passed out and convulsed. They're like, "Fuck it, dude. We gotta break because we got too many pills in our system." And so this is what happened when Mac Miller died, allegedly.
Would you rather get caught with drugs and drugs in your system, or get caught with a dead body in your backyard that is going to come back to you?
Oh, drugs in my system. Although they're in Brazil, I think Brazil has a very strict drug policy or whatever. But yeah, you don't bury him in your own backyard. Like in your own backyard, on Christmas Day, you bury somebody in your own backyard.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's not how I want to spend Christmas.
No.
I'm busy wrapping presents and not dead bodies.
Not dead bodies. Wrapping presents, not
See,
bodies.
We made it lighthearted.
We made it happen.
Okay, what's the silly one?
Okay, so let me tell you the story. So my godson is 8 years old. His little brother's...
I saw this. Oh my God, me and Jelani were watching the video. I was like, guess who that is?
Yeah, okay. So I'll tell you the backstory of the Grinch video. So godson is 8 year old. His little brother is 3 years old. And they're both obsessed with the Grinch. I guess they were watching the Grinch a ton this Christmas season. So we're going to go over there for Christmas Eve dinner. My fiance's like, hey, you should dress up like the Grinch and come burst into the house and surprise everybody. I'm like, I don't know. Call their mom, make sure it's okay, because I don't want to scare a 3-year-old, right?
Yeah.
Just get permission. And so her mom goes, the boy's mom goes, yeah, that'll be funny. So we Amazon a Grinch costume. We're having the whole Christmas Eve dinner. Her house is packed. She's got a Mexican family. We are wall to wall, shoulder to shoulder in this place.
What is that supposed to mean?
We are all in on this Christmas Eve dinner. The place is packed. There's a ton of people partying and celebrating. So it's 9:30 or something like that. And then she goes, hey, go do the Grinch. And I'm like, well, we never planned what I'm supposed to do.
You go steal the presents.
That's pretty much what she said. She's like, well, just go in and do your thing. And again, she's giving me no direction. I'm like, all right, cool. So I had the Grinch outfit, and when I first got to the house, and I hid it in the garage. So I'm like, all right, cool.
So that they won't suspect you.
Right. So I'm in the party, everybody see me, whatever. So I sneak out to the garage, get dressed as the Grinch, open the garage door, walk around the front to the porch, right? I ring the doorbell. Luckily, my godson and his 3-year-old brother are right by the front door. So when they open the door and the Grinch comes in, they both scream, it's the Grinch, it's the Grinch. So I do all the little Grinchy moves. And then
that was the best part. I was like, why is he walking like fucking Twinkle Toes over here?
The Grinch is very flamboyant, right? He's like Johnny Depp in Pirates of the Caribbean. So I'm doing all my Grinchy moves. And then, again, nobody except my fiance and her sister knew this was going to happen. So there's 40 people in this house that all of a sudden a Grinch starts running through the house, and just like you said, I grabbed a couple gifts from the tree, and now I'm running through the kitchen. Nobody knew this was going to happen, so her cousin starts trying to tackle me and hit me as my godson and the 3-year-old brother are chasing me.
Though, right? They know this is a joke.
He didn't. Because again, nobody knew this was going to happen.
Yeah, but if everyone else is laughing,
yeah, he was drinking a little bit. So he chased me up the stairs, tried to tackle me, and I'm like, this guy's really trying to defend the house. So I put my godson between me and her cousin to kind of so I don't get beat up, because nobody knew. No, who's this Grinch guy running through the house stealing packages? So then I make my exit finally as this guy's trying to tackle me and hit me. The 3-year-old does start crying because he's scared because now I stole
Because now
presents.
there's a commotion.
Now there's a commotion. So then I run out the front door and then somebody closed the garage. So it's like 40 degrees and pitch black, and I'm dressed as the Grinch on the driveway. No way to get back into the house. So I have to hop over the backyard fence.
Oh, God, I hope one of the neighbors like got this on camera.
On a Ring camera?
Yeah.
So here I am dressed as the Grinch, 9:30 at night, Christmas Eve. I'm hopping the fence into the backyard. I have to sneak in through the sliding glass door, get into the garage, take the Grinch costume off, put my regular clothes on, and then come back into the party. And then my godson is kind of cool with it because he's 8 years old. He's like, hey, the Grinch was here. You should have seen him. Meanwhile, the 3-year-old is crying. And he's like, the Grinch, you don't belong here. You don't belong here. And then we had to tell my fiance's cousin, dude, that was me. Like, you tried to beat me up in front of everybody on Christmas Eve. That was me. He's like, oh, I'm sorry, bro. I didn't know. I'm like, all right, man. All right. So that was my Grinch.
Maybe in his mind, he was like, oh, these people think they're slick, gonna rob us, dress as the Grinch, and like everyone's gonna laugh because it's like, oh no, it's the Grinch.
Right. And they're just gonna let this guy rob the house.
Yeah.
No, he was defending the property. Everybody else kind of laughed, except the 3-year-old cried. And somebody locked me out of the house. I'm like, what am I gonna do now?
If someone showed up at our Christmas party dressed as the Grinch and was running around like stealing presents, I probably would laugh.
Yeah.
Like my first instinct wouldn't be to tackle them, be like, oh no, we're being robbed. Who is this person? I would assume this was somebody's friend. That's
from the party.
doing this for the kids or something.
Yeah. And that thing is, that mask, that is not only hard to breathe, I can't see. You can't see through the mask. You can't breathe in the mask. It was rough. It was rough in there. Dang. Just fighting for my life. What was that R. Kelly clip? You're killing me out here, fighting for my life.
Yeah. That was good though.
Yeah, thank you. That was funny.
That was a cute video.
I sent it. I only posted on my close friends because the video had a bunch of her family members in it. I didn't want to post their family members.
Am I on your close friends?
I believe so. If you saw it.
Oh, I don't know who posted it actually.
Probably me. Yeah, you're on my close friends.
Oh.
You're welcome.
I didn't even notice.
But yeah, that was my Grinch story. Yeah. I got other things that can wait for another podcast unless you got stuff now.
I don't really have, like, I didn't do anything. Oh, I mean, I guess my sister and her husband went on their honeymoon.
Back to Mexico, right? Where the flood, the hurricane happened?
Yeah, so they went to...
Cabo?
No, the hotel that was giving them the free nights to come back for their honeymoon, when they tried to book it, they were like, oh, well, we have blackout dates, so you can't use those free nights during the holidays. So he surprised my sister with Cancun instead. So they went somewhere else.
Nice.
And that was like so stressful because he called me to find a resort, like find a nice one.
Okay.
Like he basically was like, hey, so this is what I want to do. You think you can find something like you'll know what she likes.
What?
I was like, okay.
He punted.
Let me look. So I found them a resort in Cancun. It was really nice. It had all like the spa vibes and everything on the beach, adults only.
Oh, nice.
So they really liked that. They got there and they were like, yeah, it was really nice. Like, good job picking their resort and blah, blah, blah. I was, yeah, okay.
Which one was it? Do you remember? Because we are always looking, when we do resorts, we're always looking for adults only. It makes such a big difference.
Yeah, I figured like there were nicer resorts, but it wasn't adults only. So that's not like what I wanted to book. Let me see.
It makes such a big difference if you're going to be hanging out by the pool all day, if you have a beachfront resort. It's so nice.
Let me actually.
I think we did that in Hawaii. We did a adults only resort. Although I was mad because it was an adults only resort, it didn't have a water slide into the pool. The resort next to us did. I'm like, come on, at least build.
It was Riu.
Spell it.
RIU.
Okay. In Cancun? I haven't heard of them, but that's good to know.
Yeah.
Was it all inclusive? Like all you can eat?
Oh
my God.
Yeah, all inclusive. It's this one right here. All inclusive, adults only. The accept all cookies. I don't even know what that means, but I accept them every time.
Oh, you're not supposed to. I say no.
You can just like click the little arrow and look at the pictures. Yeah, adults only, all inclusive.
Nice.
The suite was nice.
Oh, beachfront.
So they went for a week because initially when they were trying to figure out when they were going to do their honeymoon, they always kind of lean on my mom and my little sister to watch their kids.
Yeah.
They have a 17-year-old, a 12-year-old.
They have a 17-year-old?
Well, he does. And he lives with them.
That's the babysitter?
No, he's not mature enough for that.
Oh, okay. Built-in babysitter.
17-year-old, 12-year-old, 3-year-old, 2-year-old. So
this place is crazy, by the way. Holy crap.
It's nice, right?
This is it's got a spa, massages.
I'll send it to you.
The gym looks great.
In case you want to go.
How many pools? There's like 1,000 pools in this place. That's great.
I don't know, but I kind of want to go to it too. I was like, this was a good find.
It is. Yeah, send me that. Thank you.
So when they were discussing before their honeymoon, we were telling them like, we'll all pitch in and help to like watch your kids, but I'm not going to miss work. And Jelani's not going to miss school. And my niece, their daughter, also should not have to miss school. So you have to do it on a time where I'm already going to be off.
Yeah.
Because I'm also not going to just take vacation days. I have to already be on vacation.
Yeah.
And the kids need to be on break. So like maybe like summertime or whatever. But then like, winter break, or we were planning on watching kids so that they could go to Cabo. And then when they found out they couldn't go to Cabo, they were like, oh, I guess we're not going anymore. So I'm like, okay, cool. I don't have to watch these kids.
Yeah.
And then he hit me up a few days before Christmas and was like, this is what I want to do. Like, can you still watch the kids? And I really didn't want to.
Yeah.
But I was like, I mean, I'm not really going to be doing anything anyways. Like, I guess. So my mom and my little sister were like, they're both working, but we'll help when we can. Like, we'll be there to like switch shifts or whatever. I was like, okay, cool. So I have the kids, but I'm not going to have them the entire time because we're all going to take turns. Bitch, nobody helped me. Barely. Like, I had these kids the whole, like, maybe at nighttime, because my little sister works overnight. So she would get home at like 7:30 and then like would go to sleep.
Sure.
And I'm not going to wake her up when we get up because I want to like shower or something. So she didn't get up maybe till like noon or 1 o'clock because she didn't want to be asleep all day.
Right.
And so she would just like hang out with us, but nobody ever really took the kids so that I could leave and go do something. Like, they were just with me the entire time, except for my mom, maybe twice.
Yeah.
I was like, can you take the kids so that we can like go to the movies or something? So I could take the older kids to the movies. So she did take them a few times, but I was like, holy shit, no wonder they're drinking all the time. Like,
yeah, no kidding.
Like, I want to be drinking all the time.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh my God, like it was a lot. It was a lot.
She has 4 kids? Is this 4? 17.
They have 3 together, and then
God damn.
he has. No. I'm sorry. They have 2 together.
Okay.
She has, and then they both have 1 in the house from a previous relationship.
Okay.
So the 17-year-old is his son.
Right.
The 12-year-old is her daughter, my niece, and then the 2 small ones they have together.
Got it. The 17-year-old should be able to carry some of that load. No.
No.
Okay. All right.
No.
Thank you for welcoming us back to your podcast streaming. You can check the Strawberry and Lizette Mexican Ginger podcast everywhere you stream podcasts. And thank you for watching on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram at Strawberry and Lizette. As she finishes her microwave burrito, she is on Instagram
At Lizette Love, LIZETTE LOVEE.
I am Strawberry Radio. We will talk to you next time. Peace.
Bye.